We're going to go over a world-class discus session, and we're going to start right now. Okay, so if you're a coach or an athlete, we're going to watch a full-blown list of training throws from Gabby Jacobs and Sam Mattis from Team USA this past year in Tokyo at the World Championships. And some of the things that you guys are going to see here is, one, consistency of throws. Two, you're going to be able to take away some key technical takeaways that you're going to be able to look at and say, okay, this is what they're doing out of the back. This is how we can do this. And then three, some interesting cues that you may have never heard of that you guys can apply to your own training today. Okay, so I thought this would be fun. I thought it'd be cool to look back at this old footage. Not that it's that old, but it's something that, we're going through and we're recapping from last year, 2025, everything, and then prepping, and we built out his entire season heading forward. World bronze medalist Alex Rose. And so I think this is a good drill, and I think it's fun for us to look back and just see what we're trying to do. With Sam here, we want to make sure his right's getting to the middle. Right's a little short.
Be a little more controlled right out of the back.
So you can see him saying, like, when he's controlled, he tends to pull a little bit more from that left arm, and he's leading too much with that left arm. With Gabby, we want to see a better sweep to the middle where she's not really falling. It's not bad, actually, but during this session specifically, she was struggling a bit with, one, her release. She was, like, lining them up. Sam could still get that right to the middle more there. Lining them up pretty well, but not releasing them well. And it was pissing me off. Gabby, I hope you're watching this right now. And right now with her, we actually just had a conversation yesterday. Okay, so this is actually a video where you'll see when her right lands, she sort of falls. And you can see here how her weight is over top. It's not bad. I want to see more of a high point. In 2026, I would like to see Gabby's high point right here. I want this left arm a little bit longer, eyes to be controlled, because her knee is almost falling past her right foot there. So then she's a little out of balance. And then here you'll see she doesn't really get forward past her left foot on the finish. She sort of stays in place on that reverse. And that really stems back to where she was at out of the back. A lot of these throws, it's like, and what we're doing, the next 3 months right now, that was a little better. Could have been a little wider, right was longer. That's the big thing with Sam, is like making sure his right is actually getting long and that his left foot doesn't keep turning out of the back. With Gabby here, and Sam's going to be working on actually getting a high point. This is interesting because I actually thought Gabby gets to the middle a little better. Maybe she's a little long with this placement. She's stacked a little better, but her eyes start to lean. And when the eyes, right out of the back, her eyes are leading her. So then she still gets tight here with her foot placement. And then this is where we're seeing that early release.
It's like doing the same thing with the shoulders, but getting wider like the previous throw.
Okay, Sam's back on. A little short there with the right, so we still want to see a little more control from the left side. Left side opens patiently. Right is more active around the left. That was a little better. Gabby did have a couple that she lined up here. Left side's okay there. Right still could have been more active cutting in. If that right cut in a little more. So one of the things that I like to do is after a session starts, right? It's like, okay, can we watch 3 to 5? And this is a coaching cue. This is a tip for you coaches out there and athletes. She was still a little long without that right leg. Watch 3 to 5 throws. Don't say anything. Just you reiterate what we talked about in warm-ups. So it's like, okay, they go through their warm-ups, they prep, they build up. That's not bad. Actually, that's pretty good. You build up everything, and then you just reiterate that, okay, this is what we're focusing on. This is what we're trying to work on. This is what we're trying to do today. After you do that, after those 5, 6 throws, then you can start to see, okay, what's their tendency today? Okay, their tendency today seems to be Gabby's a little long with the right, and then she's a little out of whack. She's not as balanced on the finish. She's losing that right sector. Okay, let's see a couple more throws, and what's the fix to that tendency? you should have an idea of, okay, if Gabby's right is a little long out of the back, what's she doing with that left side? Is she ripping too much? Is she knee sweeping? There's a couple factors. You can go back to that checkpoint, and then you start looking on your phone. We're privileged with these cell phones where you're like, okay, what's she doing right out of the back? Is she falling in, or is she leading with that right leg? And there's a balance. There's like a ratio, right? Like, what's the left arm doing relative to the right? And if the right is not catching up, or if the right is not as active as the left, or more active than the left, that throw's better. Still a little out of balance on that. Yeah, that I think was actually her best throw, if I remember correctly. So Sam's here. Pretty good. This might have been like 2 days after or the day after he arrived also. So that's another factor. Is like some of these sessions with Sam early, I didn't want to say too much to him because he just got off that plane, you know? So it's like, it's really just shaking him out. Whereas Gabby and I had been there, I want to say 5 days. So by this time, good, that's a good throw. We had been a little bit better groove with the training. Knee's not bad. Still could be more active with the right. A little too rippy with the left side. Yeah, so that's sort of how I like to go through that session is like in the warm-ups, you focus on 1 to 2 main cues, okay? And these are 1 to 2 main cues you've already been dialed in on over the past couple of weeks. Then you say, let's say 4 to 6 throws, reinforce the old cues, right? So you're reinforcing the cues that you've already talked about. Okay, and those cues are you're building your cues off of the model for the athlete. That was okay. That was all right. That one was actually probably one of her most stable throws. So you want to build the cues off the model of the athlete, and you got to say, okay, where are they now? Where would the perfect throw be for them? And so this is also, I'll say this quick. This is close to Gabby's competing, right? I feel like she might be competing within 2 days of this. Sam's very consistently short with his right foot here. So he's pulling a bit, but he's getting wide with the right. And that's interesting, is like he's getting on his left, but his right's not sweeping all the way through, and he's not coming off the left without his left over rotating. So you see these things, and then you try to think through, okay, why is that happening? Those right sector throws just pissed me off that whole session. I was like, Gabby, we're freaking 2 days out from world champs. What are you doing? Yeah, that one was. Let's go back, because good job. Me saying good job is painful. Good job, Sam. I'm trying to give you positive reinforcement, but I'm not good at that. Okay, so like right here, I would still like his right leg a little longer. His left is falling a hair. He's entering too much with his chest. And this is where, if you're viewing this from the side, you would see the chest is entering too much, and he doesn't have enough load on top of that left foot, which can lead to, somebody, if it's a slippery circle, they'll slip, right? So, and then we go here. A little better to the middle. Sam had been landing about here. I would want this right around here. Okay, and I want to go back because I also want to see with Sam this year, the big goal is for him to have a high point that will create more angular momentum and more travel for the discus, and hopefully, like right here, he's already in training getting his high point right around his dome, so he's a little higher here. I want to get it up here, okay? And then that's going to enable us to get off that left faster, and then ideally control that head more too. Now his left foot's quick relative to his right, but his right's not as active as I want it to be. Okay, Gabby's got to get over active right that's long and into the middle. Less pull from the left shoulder. Not bad on that throw. More over from the right. So she's still falling a little bit, where she's still a little long there. Okay, so this is another day. I want to say this might be the day Gabby actually competes, but that was a terrible throw. You could see how short that right was. We have markers out there at 65 meters. I think it was 62 to 66 actually. That was slightly better around. But one issue when you see like Sam getting to the middle here, sometimes it's a fake middle entry in the sense that he's getting to the middle by pulling from the left. We want him to get to the middle from an active right. Yeah, that throw was nice. Okay, this is pre-meet for Gabby. Okay. Not bad, but she's falling too much from the hip here. Left arm, I like. Falling too much hip. Then you have the hip to foot ratio. Okay, so this is like you have checklists, okay, or checkpoints. And you look at like where are the checkpoints in the throw. Hip to left foot. Left arm to chest. Chest to right foot, right? Chest to right foot shows us, okay, this is a checkpoint for entry. If the chest's too far forward in front of the right foot, she's falling. Okay, she's not sweeping in. And then here she comes up a little. Let's go back a hair, just a little bit. Okay, and we'll see where her grounding position is. Okay. Not bad. Okay, right's pretty good. I think she's peaking a little, has no high point. Then the left shoulder tends to be forward a little more. I like the blocked off position. I actually think this is where she throws her best. A lot of people don't like that, but I like that. I like semi-blocked. Sometimes she's too blocked, but this is where I like. And because of where her weight distribution was, she has a weird reverse there. But it's like, when we walk through this, I'm going to give the coaches here. Okay, not bad. Pretty good throw. That was probably 63 to 64. No wind here either, if you notice. A little long with the right, little fall in, too rippy left. But she turned on the finish. Okay, so we're remember what I talked about. It'd be warm-up throws, you just go over the main cues. Short with the right, more active right. Then you go throws 4 through 6, those first 6 throws, let's say. You reinforce the cues that you talked about. Then throws 7 to 12, you have one big focus on the cues and like what's lagging. So let's say you have the 2 cues in the beginning and then you're noticing something. You focus on one big thing for the 7 to 12 throws. Okay, good, Gabby. Then you go throws 13 to 20, stick with one big cue and you tell them to start to juice those throws a little bit harder. Good. Now, reflecting back too on the checkpoints, it's left hip to foot, left hip to left foot. You go chest to right foot grounding.
A little close.
And then catch point. A little long there, a little fallen. So you go to catch point, and you can just check. You go through the checkpoints, you see what happens, and then it's like this cascade off of the checkpoints helps you figure out where the problems could be specifically, and then you can sort of break each point down from the checkpoint to really see like, okay, this is this, we need this, blah blah blah, and you walk them through. And I think that's the one thing with using the cue-based system. You go model, you go cue, you go checkpoint, and you just got to be on the same page. When you're constantly using drills, and you're changing these drills all the time just because you got a goldfish brain, it's not going to help long term. You're just going to be spinning your wheels, not fixing the initial problem, because every problem after the initial problem gets worse. But if you fix the initial problem, you can go to the next one. A little long with the right, so a little falling from that left shoulder. Come on, Gabby. What a great year Gabby had, by the way. 68 meters. Just think about this. Gabby is ranked like 16th in the world this year. She got 3rd at USA. She made her first team. She's a top 6 distance thrown all time. Pretty good throw there from Sam. From the United States. And she's still not getting tier funded by USATF, just so you're aware of that. Or she's not getting like the extra that if you could get if you're top 15, because she's only top 16. They told her that she does not have enough potential progress. She's not going to be. She doesn't have the potential long term. That's what they told her in an email. So I hope you USATF guys are watching this, and then when we destroy everybody over the next 2 to 3 years, outside of a couple really, really good discus throwers, we can reflect back on this video and talk about how you didn't fund her. That's a little too active left side fall. Okay, so it's real important that you as a thrower and the coach know what a fall is, and then you know what can cause the fall, and then you know what can fix the fall, and then you know where the fall's happening, and then you stop it. A little too active left side.
Go.
Good throw though. Yeah, those cones are deep out there. Sam had a couple pretty solid sessions. Gabby had, some good throws. She should have gotten the clap going on her last throw in qualifying. One thing I want to bring up on that throw. Watch her right foot pop a little. Right foot pops on the wind, just a little, right there. And that can sort of set a weird funk. So you can almost, I hope you saw that, because you can almost see that's like a shift in the weight that early. Right there. She like sits in a little, and that brings the hip back. And that's like a thing. It's like, yo, you got to stay flat-footed more. That's initiating a fall in. And you just got to be able to be aware of that now. We got to fix that now in November, right? November, December, so that she's really dialed in come, first April for Ramona, and then the rest of the season. Little fall out of the back, and you can see that on the reverse. Still pretty good throw. That was pretty far. I'm pretty sure this was the pre-meet. I don't know why Gabby's taking so many damn throws. Although, I could be wrong. That was better out of the back, but then when the right grounded, the head and the shoulders start ripping. That's what I like with the high point. Is a high point with a long left arm can establish a little more patience over the right in the middle and create a faster left. Too short there. So there, Sam's better with the left leg, but he didn't sweep to the middle. Good throw. That throw for Gabby, solid. In the comp, that would have been it right there. It's not perfect by any means, but close. Better. Pretty good. Those last 2 throws were it right there for Gabby. Too much fall in. Not enough right side. Okay, so this is pre-meet. This is at the training venue before. So this is where, so the U.S. has its own venue, right? And then this is where Alex and Mauricio and Obi and Cece and Eric had to train. This is before the comp. Like, this is an hour before the qualifying. And these, she's long with that right. These meets, or these sessions, are when like you can cut the air with a knife. Like, it's just so tense. No one's talking. So this is early in the morning. This is probably 7:30. That was a pretty good freaking throw. That was a good throw. I like. So Gabby's is sitting at 59.70. I thought if she would go 61.50, that would get us close.
So last opportunity is 59.70.
Bad release. Yeah, that was not good. So that's where she was long off the left out of the back. Oh, there I am. Wearing the same hat I have on currently. Long off the left out of the back. Right gets too long, and then she's too forward. Okay, so this is some sessions after. So we don't have her 59.70, sadly. This, I think, is the last day that we throw hard. Those lines are 65.50. The cones out there. Better with the right side to the middle. I like that throw. Right side was better to the middle. Left was more controlled. And we want to think more patient. The big thing we're working on with Sam now is less rip from the left arm. Less fall chest past the left foot when he's sweeping the right in. Longer right leg on the sweep. Good one. Pretty good on that throw. Longer right leg out of the back, less left fall from the left. And then the next step's the high point. Is he's going to have a high point this year. That's something we've never done. And now it's going to change. We got to fix it. We got to be better about those things. Big thing, the takeaway here, right? Know the cues going into practice. Know the model that you need to have. Okay. Then you have the cues that you revisit in warm-ups. And then you have the cue, you let the athlete throw for the first 4 to 6 throws, and you maybe just say a couple cues that are the exact same thing in the beginning. Then you have, throws 7 through 12, you focus on one of those cues to try and get the regroup towards the model. And then from throw 13 to 20, you can start to up the intensity if they're throwing well. If not, you dial down the intensity and try and fix that. And then you have to look at the checkpoints. So we go through the checkpoints based off the model, and we have to look at each checkpoint at pickup, where they're at with pickup, where are they at when their right leg sweeping past, where's their left hip related to their left foot, where's the right leg related to their left foot on the sweep, where's their upper body, and then after that, where's the right where's the chest related to the right foot, and then when the right foot grounds, where's the left shoulder, where's the high point, and then when the left foot grounds, where's the right shoulder, and where's the left arm, and where's the left foot grounding. Those are like checkpoints that we can work through to analyze and make sure that the cues are functioning, and then you work backwards and you can break down and see where the error can be based off that sequence of events. So it's really important to follow those specific patterns and to be on the same wavelength with the athlete, so that you're not just bouncing around doing random drills that really you don't even know how they're going to be applied. I think that's one thing that throwers do have a tendency to do. I thought you guys would enjoy this. The U.S. athletes at World Championships. Comment down below if you like this style video. We have a lot of footage of Eric Favors from Ireland, CC and Obi from Nigeria, Alex's training, right? And Mauricio's training from Colombia, Mauricio Ortega from Colombia. So if you want us to do that, we can put a whole bunch more together. I hope this is something that coaches can take and the athletes can learn from as well. Got to take a lot of throws, got to be consistent. You got to go dialed into the competition. So if you guys need help with your programming, head over to throwsuniversity.com. It's going to help you become a world-class thrower. Until next time, peace.